they said P Diddy's attorneys, um, like well when they're walking up, they're like, yeah, so you and Puff, Your Honor, you mind if I call him Puff? Yeah, and then yeah, it's like yeah, no, yeah, we mind, call him Mr. Combs. Shit's
Mr.
hilarious.
Combs. That
Or
is
it's like
crazy
yeah, can
work.
we call him Puff? But yeah, so before I was rudely interrupted,
I messed up. It was on me.
yeah,
I take blame
yeah,
on that one.
yeah, that one was on you. That one was on
Hmm.
you. Your technical difficulties this time.
It's all good.
But yeah, man. Wow, shit. What was I saying?
World Collide and the
Worlds Collide.
announcing
Okay,
and everything like that.
okay, yeah. So Corey Graves, Conan on the announce team. Conan garbage. Corey Graves amazing, and no no knock on Conan. That just like it just literally sounded like he was talking on a podcast like us. Like it was just instead of announcing, he was just talking with the homies, telling them backstories and shit. Yeah, I mean it was wild, but
Yeah.
the show was cool. Obviously, it was there to introduce folks to AAA Lucha Wrestling. So
Okay.
it was, their roster versus the NXT roster or the
That's not
Luchas
bad.
or the Hispanic folks on the NXT roster. So
Okay. Okay.
it was a fun, entertaining show. They had this dude on there who apparently, I didn't think he would be that popular, but
Hmm.
Mr. Iguana. Okay. So he comes
I'm listening.
I mean, you look him up, but he comes out with this face paint on. It's just all this green face paint, and he comes out with a stuffed animal like lizard. Think of you remember Santino when he had the cobra thing? Consider the cobra, but like it's a lizard, but he like incorporates this lizard in this act. So dudes be dancing and they be flipping their hats around and stuff when they be it's something
Yes.
similar to that, but he does it with the iguana and incorporates it into the wrestling match. So everybody was going crazy for him. Let me know when you look
You
him up. I
said
want to
he
see your
was
reaction to him.
Iguana Man.
No,
What
Mr.
did you say his
Iguana.
name was?
He said
Mr.
Iguana
Iguana.
Man.
It's like he's from
Iguana
Florida or
Man.
something. Uh,
Yeah, he come out with his glasses on. Yeah, yeah.
you know what? I
He was
think
the
I was
talk of the
seeing
weekend.
clips of this, honestly. I'm like, why is this dude all green? And I didn't know he had like an actual I didn't know I
He
didn't
said,
know.
"What
I
is this
really
dude all
didn't
green
know.
for? What is
Cause it
going
cause
on
he
here?"
low
But no, it
key
was
reminded
entertaining.
me of what's that dude name? Hurricane? Was that his name, Hurricane?
Oh yeah, Hurricane Helms, baby. Hurricane wore a mask though. It wasn't face
He
paint.
did
His
wear
was
it
a
bad. This is
mask.
face paint.
That's
Okay.
funny though. But it was entertaining. It was a good show, for what it was. Of course, I didn't. I had I had a hard time sticking with it because I knew I was going to be watching wrestling pretty much all night.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently they had some logistical issues with the timing because there were a lot of empty seats at the beginning of Money in the Bank because folks were trying to make their way over from the other arena and couldn't get there in time for the beginning of the show. So a lot of the beginning of the show, there were some empty seats there. So yeah, I don't know about the whole back-to-back show thing, but yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was cool. Lillian Garcia. I think I mentioned Lillian Garcia did the announcing all
You
in
did.
Spanish.
Okay.
Fun stuff. So yeah, but yeah, that's where they made the match, the Dominic Mysterio match that made its way onto Money in the Bank.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Well, dang, man. How'd you feel about Money in the Bank as an overall PLE?
Loved it, man. Yeah, even that tag match that I thought couldn't really deliver, I loved. Um Yeah, I mean it was a good show. It was a good show. Even I think the last time we talked, I said Lyra and Becky would be the bathroom match, but it definitely was not. That was one of the better matches. Perhaps
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dominic and that other dude. I don't even know. I forgot dude's name. The Dominic wrestled, but that was your bathroom match there. No offense to that other, to those dudes, but you got to fit it in somewhere.
Don't quote me. Was that a title match or was that just
It was
a
a
normal
title
match?
match. It was a
So
title match. Yeah. Dominic was like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this in Money in the Bank, and I'm gonna put this on the line just randomly." It's like, all right, we're doing this thing.
Okay. All right.
It would have been a shame. It would have been
Let
funny if
me
he lost.
I would have cried. I definitely would have cried. Like that would have
We
been like
talking
the
about that
highlight
you
of the show.
lost.
That'd have been the highlight of the show.
If
Like
you
I ain't
lost
gonna
that
not be
thing.
mean. That would have been the highlight of the show, man. Oh man. Now I'm trying to find out who he wrestled now. I'm curious. Cause
Let's
that was the
see.
match I actually missed. And I didn't go back to watch, to be honest with you. I'm sorry. I really just did it. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Octagon Junior is his name.
Okay. Yes.
Octagon Junior, masked wrestler. Yeah, so he wrestled in that Mr. Iguana match. They had some fallout at the end, and because Dominic cut like a promo. He just decided to stand up. He didn't speak in Spanish. He spoke in English, and it was like, y'all praise Rey Mysterio, but y'all forget he's a deadbeat dad and all that. And so he's just trashing his dad as he usually does.
As
You know,
always, that's nothing new.
and then he starts picking on these guys, and I think he gets it. The other guy gets the upper hand at AAA at the AAA event. The other guy got the upper hand, which
Okay.
led to Dominic saying, "All right, we're doing this match at Money in the Bank." But it was cool. Like the things like that, at least for me, things like that give you a reason to watch the other shows. Like, okay, something valuable happened that actually tied into the story. It's not like one of those shows where like nothing matters and we pretend that it doesn't happen or it never happened again kind of
Makes
show.
sense.
So yeah, I appreciated that. But I
Okay.
loved Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank was solid. I think it started with the women's
Women's
match,
off rip. Mm-hmm.
which I'll say Naomi, she didn't do a whole lot in the match itself, but
She
she
didn't.
won.
Hey,
She
that's all that
won.
matters.
I feel
Sometimes
like she
that's how
disappeared.
you have to win though. Like I am not to be mean when it comes down to like Money in the Bank or even like the Royal Rumble, you do
She's gotta hide
enough.
out.
Hey, you do enough to get the job done, and then that's when you come pop back out and you make your last
I'm pretty
stand.
sure. I'm pretty sure, and I don't think I'm making this up, but I'm pretty sure that Jerry Lawler at one point like hid under the ring for
I
the
think you're
Royal
right about
Rumble,
that. I think you did.
hid
I
under
think
the
you're right
ring,
because
and
he
still
was
got
scared to
his
get
ass
in,
eliminated.
and then hold on. Then the minute he get in the ring, he got
Got
tossed right out.
got, got launched out of the ring.
Yeah, he did,
Oh
man.
man, but yeah, yeah. Naomi ended up winning. Um,
Do you want to go down our list to just go over the matches that we called, and then we
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about
That's
each
cool.
match? All right,
That's
cool.
cool.
So the first
That's
one
cool.
we did for women's Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
We both went with Naomi, so we both get the dub there. I
I,
take that one.
yeah, that
You
one. That
called it.
one
Hey,
was.
you called it. I followed up because at first I was saying Alexa Bliss could have won it.
Anybody could have. Anybody
It
could
was
have.
a good lineup of women to go against or to go and get the Money in the Bank, and then can also be contenders for the belt as well too. You know, so that woman's Money in the Bank for me was honestly probably the best match of the night. To be honest with you, for me at
Yeah.
least. And the reason why I say that is because the Dominic Mysterio match I didn't really care about. The men's was good, but I feel like it was starting to get a little drawn out for me at some points.
Fair.
Um, and then honestly, the John Cena and Logan Paul and Cody and
And Jay.
Jay, that also was a good match too. I'll put
Yeah.
those two like 1A, 1B type of
Yeah.
matches for me. So
Yeah.
overall, just for the show's sake, it was good. It was a solid show. Like maybe I could have done like another match.
Wow. Okay. So another match in there.
No, outside of the Dominic and
Mm-hmm.
his match. I feel like
And Octagon Junior.
I don't know what other match I would want to see.
Give me a tag title match. That's all I want.
We talked
I
about it
want a
last
tag
time.
title match
Tag time.
on the PLE.
Yes, because like you said, they don't have it as much anymore. For the
Yeah.
PLEs, but I would not have mind seeing that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. That's
That would have been
interesting.
a
That would have
good
been
little.
6 matches, but that's cool.
Nah, like I said, take out the down match.
Well, you mean swap? You would have
Swap
swapped
it
the
out
Dom
completely.
match for a different match. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it still would have been at what, 5?
Yeah, it would have been at 5. We went into it being 4, which I thought was really short, going into it. So I'm not surprised that they put in another match, but I did not expect the Dom and Octagon Junior match. But it's cool. He got more eyes
Hey,
on him and his brand,
I take
on
it.
a major PLE. So
That's
good
true.
for Octagon. Good for Octagon. But I'm trying to think of any spots in the Money in the Bank match for the women that was any good. I know Stephanie Vaquer did her little devil's kiss on the ladder, and everybody went kind of crazy
Mm-hmm.
for that. They're
Yep.
burning her out. I'm not. What do you think about her? Like, I'm not a huge fan of her character right now, just
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like she doesn't like, even during her entrance, like she just kind of comes out. She doesn't really do anything. I mean, but you could argue that she doesn't need to do anything. I just don't know. Like, I just feel like she's very, like, personality wise, very plain at the moment, despite being hyped up as like the next big thing.
But at the end of the day, you don't want to have too many women that is kind of like, how can I put it? Not in the sense of like plain, but you don't want them to have like so much of a personality where everything starts to look the same. Or their
Right.
characters start to kind of like collide or clash because it's like, well, I think it's already in XYZ, or I think it's in kind of like, and for example, for me, I feel like not Becky, Bailey and Lyra, they kind of like have similar.
Yeah, aren't they both Irish?
Not, not, not saying
But
that, but
yeah,
like
I understand what you're
they
saying.
they
Like,
have
similar.
like similar what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. Like they could be interchangeable if that makes sense.
Their gimmicks could be interchangeable.
There you go. Yes, their gimmicks are very interchangeable. Like I don't want to have the same like yes, I will want more from her, but I don't know what we could do in a sense. Or what type of gimmick or what type of push they can give her to make her more, I guess, lively for you. I don't know exactly what you're
It
looking
doesn't even
for.
have to be a lively thing. Like, I'm very big on I guess character, so to speak.
Okay.
Wrestling, skills, great, like, but there have been plenty of wrestlers that have been extremely good who have not, connected with the crowd because of their lack of personality or lack of
Mm-hmm.
character. And I'm
Okay.
not saying that's Stephanie because she's been packaged as, crazy, she has this outfit that looks good, she comes out with the horns and stuff. So like she's
Yeah.
packaged well, but like it seems like she doesn't even want to be there half the time. And I know, and I'm not saying that that's the case, but
Mm-hmm.
it just, I don't know. It just, I feel like she's missing something, a layer to her character, which I'm sure will come in time. But I mean, like eventually she's going to have to go up against Becky or go up against Aria and be able, or even go up against Liv and cut a good promo and sell the story. And I
Yeah.
just don't know that and I'm not saying she can't do that. I'm just saying I haven't seen that side of her character yet to be able to determine whether, she's going to be able to hang in those
I
bigger
understand.
spots. But I mean, they're selling her, they're selling her like she's Roman Reigns out here, you know what I mean?
Hey, the
Wonder,
folks like her,
wonder how that
man. I'm
works.
not. Hey,
Folks like that one move at least.
come on, man. That's like that's all. Like I'm not trying to be mean. That's like okay. For me, it's okay. But I get why folks like it. Don't get it twisted. Like, do not get it twisted. I understand it. I completely do.
They did a double Devil's Kiss at AAA. Cause speaking of Stephanie Vaquer, I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Mm-hmm.
She wrestled like 3 or 4 nights in a row. So she wrestled on SmackDown, then she wrestled on Friday, then she wrestled AAA on Saturday, then wrestled Money in the Bank on Saturday, and I don't remember if she wrestled last night. She might have been in that Queen of the Ring qualifying match. She might have been in
I
that. I don't remember.
I didn't. I don't remember seeing it to be honest with you.
That was a
For last
fatal
night.
four. That was a four-way
Okay.
match. Liv, Roxanne Perez. No, she wasn't in that because that other one was Kyrie Sane. No, she wasn't in that.
Okay, okay.
It was still a lot of work, a lot of matches. She wrestled three matches in 2 days, and there's pretty brutal matches, ladder match and stuff like that. So, so
Okay, okay.
obviously she's good at what she does, right? But yeah, I just I'm waiting to see how her character develops personally.
Okay, okay. Let's go on ahead and jump into the women's IC match because technically it was two matches or two championship matches in a sense,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
then with two ladders, and then just a tag team. There was nothing on the line for it.
Nothing on the line. Pride.
I'm just being honest, man. Let's keep it. Let's call a
Shit,
spade a
we out here
spade.
fighting for pride,
Hey, we fighting for something. I'm trying to figure out
for
what that something
respect.
is. Sure. But you lost. Like, not to be mean, and I mean that in John. Anyways, the women's
uh,
Becky and Lyra. How'd you feel about that match, man?
I liked it, man. It was an entertaining match.
Hmm.
The finish, obviously. Who did I? I don't remember who. Did I predict somebody for that?
I
Let me
thought you
write it
said
down here
Lyra
real
for
quick.
it.
Did I say Lyra? Okay, I
Yeah.
might have said Lyra. Because I don't think even thinking now, I'm like I didn't expect Becky to win, but
Hmm.
I'm glad that she did, and I like how it ended. Where Becky was like, "All right, you hold up your end of the bargain. Raise my hand, put the
Raise
belt
my
on me,"
hand.
and then she
But
dropped her ass.
hey, bah!
She dropped her clean too. That was good. And the way that it ended, that allows for them to draw that story out a little bit longer. They could make it to SummerSlam or something and have another match where Lyra perhaps gets the upper hand in the feud. Though they kind of threw a wrench in that on Monday, which I'll talk
Yes.
about. But
You want to jump into it? We can.
okay, I mean,
We might
so
as well.
you saw when Bailey
Bailey came in, jumped in, and
jumped
put
in
the bangers
Becky.
to it real quick. Yes.
So I don't know, like, if one of the two are going to be kind of the filler match. Like, if Bailey's going to be the filler match, like maybe Becky versus Bailey at Night of Champions as a filler match, and then then versus Lyra and Becky at SummerSlam or something. I don't know what they're going to do with that.
Or what if they just spitballing, throwing it out there, or what if they do like a triple threat match for the belt? Because I feel like
Yeah,
they can do that,
they love triple threats. So
and it's one of those things where it's like Becky might get, not yeah, Becky would get tag team, and then it'd be kind of more down to Lyra and Bailey, and probably go from there, and they just duke it out at that point in time. Or you don't know, Becky may hold her ground and take them both out, like, and still win. Like, we don't know, but I think um what they could do, or what they may do, is probably like push it into a triple threat match at some point, because I wasn't expecting Bailey to come out at that, to be honest with you. Like, I knew
yeah,
at some point she was gonna
yeah.
come out, but I didn't know it was gonna be like this soon, and especially
While
even though
she's
I
still
had
kind of feuding
Becky,
with Lyra.
yes, I already had Becky winning the belt. I think I did. I had Becky written down. I don't know who was those for though. I had it written down, but I don't remember who it was
Gotta
for
watch the
though.
tape.
I watched the tape. But yes, I just didn't know how soon she would have came back in
Yeah,
um
yeah.
with that itself.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, well, WWE, they love triple threats, so I mean that could definitely be a thing. Just depending on how long they're looking to draw that story out. But I do like how the Intercontinental Women's Division is kind of shaping up. You know what I mean? Like there's some heavy hitters there.
It is.
Um,
But I also
so
feel like they're
like that
bringing
belt's
back,
finally meaning something.
as I'm about to say, it means something. And I feel like, you know how the IC belt back in the day for men's meant something. Like, that belt was more important than like the actual
Yes, that was
the
the
big
working
boy
man's
belt.
title.
Hey, and like,
That
and the
was the
thing
working
is,
man's
back
title,
then you had
you
to
knew who won that was on deck
was
next
on
up.
deck, or was next up, because they basically, that was like your cash in belt. Like you had to
Yes.
get that belt to get the shot to
Yeah.
fight whoever had the belt. Like, and they know
Yeah.
for a fact, hey, listen, man, I'm coming for you. You know, there was no games about it. Like you knew up front, like,
I'll
all right,
give
at
it
some
to.
point.
I was gonna say I give it to Triple H because he's kind of he's trying to bring that back. If you look at Project, he's trying, man. Like if you look at how so Gunther, he had a great IC title run. He dropped the title, won the King of the Ring, and then he
Mm-hmm.
went and won the world title, which he's kind of been on top since then. He's an anomaly, but we're trying to make titles mean something. Not all of them do. Not all of them do, especially those tag team titles and that women's U.S. title. Shoot, even some of the men's like I'm trying to think who's the U.S. Oh, so Jacob Fatu. I don't even know if that title means anything right now.
Well, it means something.
I mean, what like
I don't know
who's
what it means, but
what was his last title defense? Like I don't know like what like I get he's beefing with Solo right now, but he doesn't need a
but
title to do that.
but hold on now. Let's be honest, man. Where does half these title defense coming into play at? Like let's be honest with you. Like, all right, when was the last time? Like, prime example, Dominic Mysterio. Well, like
Yeah,
you fighting people.
from other organizations.
You see what
I
I'm
mean,
saying? And
yeah,
then also with Jacob just won his, but who did he win it off again? I'm sorry.
he
I'm
beat
drawing a
LA
blank.
Knight. I'm pretty sure.
LA Knight. Okay, so then LA Knight then,
Yeah,
right? But it's like,
yeah.
okay, that was back when though.
It's been a little bit. He's had it for a little bit. I don't know who he's
Was that
wrestled against for it since
was
then.
that was that WrestleMania?
You might be right. Yeah, I think that might have been the Mania match,
So
Fatu
so
versus LA Knight.
so yes,
So
because it was
he's had
all
it since
those.
Mania. Yeah,
But he hasn't. Has he? Did he do anything for like what was it? What was before Money in the Bank?
Backlash was it?
Backlash. Was there any like title
I
runs
don't.
at Backlash?
Not that I remember. Nothing like I don't. The only story that I've seen him in is yeah. The only story I've seen him in is with the Solo stuff where he's turned against Solo. But I think he had a couple stare downs with like Damian Priest. So perhaps he'll go into a feud with LA Knight again or Damian Priest or something. And but I don't know. Some of those mid card titles are definitely feeling a little lackluster. But I feel like Triple H is trying. I get glimpses of
We
those
gon'
days that you're talking about, like the
we
days that
gonna
you're
see.
talking about. I get glimpses of that sometimes. Like with
Hmm.
King and Queen of the Ring, like that, with that finally meaning something again. When Xavier Woods won King of the Ring, it was a joke. Like now it actually like they make it feel so big now. When bro Xavier Woods won and then Roman Reigns stepped on his crown, and he come on dog. That's what
That
King
was
of the Ring meant.
disrespectful. That was
He stepped
disrespectful.
on his
I'm
crown,
not gonna lie.
and then Woods didn't even do nothing. He just said no. There's just
Because he
like,
was
on
scared to hit him,
TV.
man. I ain't gonna lie. Like at that point, man, I'm gonna hit you with a suplex or something. I'm gonna hit you. I'm
What
gonna
you
hit
gonna do
you
to my
with your
crown?
own move. But you know what's funny? What if you try to hit him with his own move, like the spear, and he does nothing? Like he just stands there and laugh at you. At that point, I'm hanging it up. I quit. I quit.
God.
All right.
Shoot.
So how'd you
What
feel about
match
the
are we
men's?
even on at this point?
I guess the men's money in the bank at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
So but you know what's funny though? You know what's funny? You did say one thing I need to double back with you with. You did say it was going to be interference with the women's
Mm-hmm.
intercontinental, as well as we both thought that Jade would have tried to come in and mess up um Naomi's win as well too.
Uh,
Or we
Jade,
talked about that, I
yes,
think.
yes. Yeah. I say yeah, potentially Jade. Well, you knew Seth Rollins' group was coming through.
Yes, and
You
then
knew
Solo and his people came through too.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
okay, let's just go ahead and jump into it. I'm not going to sit up here and lie. I really thought Solo was going to have it, but when I saw,
Didn't you pick Solo?
I did pick Solo. I
But
did
at
pick
some point
Solo.
you picked. I feel like you started with Seth Rollins though. I feel like you started
I
with
have to
Seth.
double check. I'd rather go.
At some point
Rather,
you did say Seth Rollins. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, but I think
Well, my
I
dumb
don't
ass convinced you
don't
otherwise.
don't
I was like,
don't.
yeah, Seth Rollins don't need it. He don't need all
He ain't
that.
gonna need it.
And you,
He too
and you were
big.
like, you were like, yeah, I'll switch mine up. And then try,
Switch it
and
up at the last minute. I
I messed
said
you up.
solo. It's all good. That's on me. That's how I got influenced. I need to stick to my guns. If like you know what, nah, bruh. I'm gonna stick to my guns from here on out. If I say somebody's gonna win it, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. However, I did feel like Solo was gonna win, but when I saw that Jacob was just standing there, I said, "Dang,
You
here it
knew it was
comes."
coming.
It was,
Yeah, you know it's coming. And it's
but
not.
I didn't
I
know.
mean, it's wrestling. It's wrestling. So he couldn't just beat him up. He had to help him first. Pretend to help
had
him.
to help him first, and I was
He
like,
was standing guard.
oh, I was like, okay. And the bad thing is, he was like, man, he should have, he all gas, and I'm like, yeah. And then when I saw him standing at the ladder, I was like, oh
You
man,
knew it. You knew it
this is
was
where
coming.
is coming. It's about to go downhill. And then if you think about it, nobody was around for a hot little minute. This man got beat down, thrown to thrown through a ladder,
Yep.
and I got
Never
nothing
came
else.
back.
But you
Never
know
came
what?
back. Never showed back up in the match.
Never did. But one thing I hate, man, he should just climb up. He just climbed up there, man. You always you want
He told
all
him to
the.
pick another ladder. He was like, no, I don't want that one. Pick
He
that other
said, "Get
one
the
over
other
there.
one." Man, listen, that's your fault. Like at that point, you know what? That you was bound to get dropped, man.
Yep.
Like you going
Yep.
to the period, like you wasting too much. See, I'm type of person. I'll probably botch a match accidentally on purpose. Um,
Accidentally on purpose. That sounds like some New Jack shit.
nah, it's not like
He was
your
in the
boy
ring
R
stabbing
Truth,
people.
like your boy R Truth, you know. Nah, I'm playing, but no, like I would have basically like if I know I wasn't supposed to win, I'm climbing that ladder so fast and unhooking it. Like, yeah, what you gonna do now? Write a story for me. Write the
I
story
mean,
for me.
I'm actually surprised that no match has ever ended with somebody just hauling ass up the ladder and taking it. You know,
But
though
they take their time.
I will say like it's probably a lot different. Like thinking about it in my head, I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm
Mm.
going up. But like I'm also like I'm not good with heights. And it's not only is there a ladder, that ring is kind of bouncy, so the
It
joint is
is. So it's
bouncing.
like,
So
so you
you
gotta
just
basically
up
make
there.
sure you
I'm up
gotta
there I'll be on the third rung, like, oh shit, where
get
we at?
stuck.
You know, so I don't
Can
know
I?
how I
Hey,
could do a
hey,
ladder
I
match.
need somebody to brace me real quick. Go on and brace me real
Somebody
fast.
hold the ladder.
But
That's how
nah,
you used
though,
to see them
man.
old ladder matches. Wrestlers at the bottom, like the ones who were beat up, they were at the
Hmm.
bottom of the ladder, hold weighing it down so that shit don't fall over. I can't do it.
He said, "How you doing it, man?" Nah, I respect it though, but um, I wasn't surprised when Seth won. Did I want him to win? No. But was I surprised by it? No, I wasn't.
I was more surprised than I should have been.
Even though I picked Solo, but honestly, I didn't see LA winning it. Like you picked LA,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't see him winning it. To be completely honest with you.
He's my win. He's my early pick for King of the Ring. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay,
LA
that's fine.
Knight's winning, so he got to win something. But yeah, like I in hindsight now that I see it, like I'm like okay, the writing was pretty much on the wall with that
Hmm.
Seth Rollins story, like just this whole storyline that they've been telling with him. It's like okay, yeah, he's gonna win this thing. I was actually really surprised that he didn't just like I thought the whole Jay and Gunther match was going to lead to a cash in.
But clearly, you was wrong.
Yeah, I was terribly wrong, but
It's
I'm
okay,
okay with
man.
that. You know why
It's
I'm alright
okay.
with that because that just means that we're getting meaningful matches on Raw again.
And not
Raw
on a
main events,
PLE.
you can get a title change on a
Hmm.
Raw, and it ain't got to be, and it ain't got to be a huge pay per view or PLE, for something
Yeah, man,
significant
get
to
it right.
happen.
It's
So
PLE, man. PLE.
premium live events. Yeah,
Oh
but did
man.
you see that spot that LA Knight he like did that suplex off. He did like a backdrop suplex on El Grande Americano off of the ladder, and they were like
Yes,
feet.
yes,
They were like
yes,
feet away
yes.
from another ladder. That was crazy. That was an
I ain't
insane
gonna lie,
spot.
that
I
whole
have no
match
idea how they
actually
did that.
was it was a clean little lineup. I'm not gonna lie, like that match
Hmm.
was a good match as well too. I was very impressed with everybody who was in it, to be honest with you. Like I was not expecting it to go that way. And you want to be honest, I want to be honest with you. I should have known Seth was gonna win because he kind of was had that effect of like you saw him but you didn't see him.
He just kept
Like you
popping in and
saw
out.
him
Yeah, he
but you
wasn't the
didn't
focal
see
point
him.
of the match.
He was not the focal point of the match.
That's how they did with Naomi. Naomi was gone in time, and then you just show up and
Yes,
win.
they show up and just win. So I was like, I should have known better because it was like, and then especially when his boys came out to help
Yeah,
him, and then after that, like think about it, when his boys came out to help him, he was nowhere in sight.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm just like, I'm playing it back.
yeah. No camera
When his
angles. Yeah,
boys came out, I did not see him. And then once they took everybody out, he said, "Go up the ladder." Then guess what happened? Solo and his boys came out.
yeah,
Solo stayed in the ring.
yeah.
You still there? You still
You
really
still didn't
didn't
know it was
see?
Seth. Yeah,
You really still
yeah.
didn't really see him.
Seth had to wait for everything to kind of clear out before he showed
Hey,
back up. There's so speaking of that match though, that ladder match, I gotta ask you, man,
talk to me.
what do you think about the Fireball whiskey ladder and the Cash App Money in the Bank briefcase?
I understand you trying to have your endorsements. I understand you trying to find money somewhere. But for me, and I didn't need it. Cash App makes sense because it's money in the
It's
bank,
money in the
right?
bank.
Money
Okay,
in the
yeah,
bank.
I'm fine. Yeah, the
I
little
got that one.
Cash App, that's cool. The Fireball with, even if you were going to do that, just leave the ladder out there. Let the announcer say, "Oh, there's a Fireball whiskey ladder promoted by cool." But the way they integrated it was Chad Gable in the back. Hey, put the Fireball whiskey ladder under the ring for me. What do you mean you don't know what Fireball whiskey is? It's kind of like, oh my god, okay. Like I get it, like you say, I get it, but I didn't
Hmm.
need that. Like you could have just brought the ladder out. It could have been there for decoration or something. You know,
Kind of like how they do Prime.
the Prime, yeah. It
But
could have
then
just
again,
been
but
there.
you know, but I think like they couldn't do it like Prime because they had this, a beverage, alcohol
Hmm.
beverage. Like you know how when they did it, was it WrestleMania where they tried to advertise Hulk Hogan's drink?
That great American beer.
Yeah, but they did
Yeah,
it on the actual
on the canvas.
on the canvas itself.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so for me, I'm like, okay, like I said, from a money standpoint, I understand it. Did I need it? No, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't need it either, but
But the
apparently I didn't know they're in like $3 billion worth of debt, so they gotta pay some money.
Hey, and if Cash App is giving some money out, and did you scan the QR code?
No, you scanned it.
No, I didn't scan either. I was curious, but I'd have been curious if anybody scanned it. Like, was it going to go towards something, or was it just saying, "Hey, download Cash App
Download
now"?
the
Type
Cash
of
App and
yeah.
get so WWE get them referral dollars off you.
Hey, that's what it is. So, but I feel like everybody in my mom already have Cash App or some type of a form of payment. If Cash App want to sponsor us, hey, I'm here for it.
I'm here
I
for it
have
too.
I have a whole backdrop of Cash App. I have the QR code. Scan right here, y'all. But
I hear
no,
you.
so then
I was
um
just curious because the advertisements are kind of getting out of hand, but like you said, capitalism. It is what it is.
I gotta make the money somewhere. So the interference was with that match.
And the tag
The
match.
last one, tag match. So let's go into the
Yeah,
tag match, man. Let's that was you thought the match was going to be eh. And
it was
I
better than I thought it was.
and I'm not gonna sit here and lie. It was one of the matches where I kinda could have did without it as well too.
Mm,
However, after watching it and seeing it, that was actually a pretty good match. Now, was there a purpose behind it? Yes and no for me. Yes and no for me in the sense of like, all right, forget it. I like how your boy R Truth came out and just put the bangers on your boy John for a split second. came out basically black Air Force One's energy with the ski mask on, pulling it off, saying,
Had the shiesty on.
he back. R-Truth is back, and he did his thing and he ran. I would have liked it more if he would have took the belt with him. I
That
wanted
would have
him
been
to still.
interesting.
Hey, listen, I wanted him like
That
when
would have
he
been
hit him with the
interesting.
belt. I wanted him to take the belt too. They take it into Raw
Just take it with him.
next day, and then like, hey John, you want your belt back? This is what you got to do for it. You feel me?
Well,
Um,
I think they're leading into that. Like, I feel like that's going to be a match because I don't know if you watch. I know we didn't talk about SmackDown. Not a whole lot happened, but the
mhm,
SmackDown before, literally every show up until that main event of Money in the Bank, the
mhm.
whole crowd was chanting at some point, "We want truth." Where there was AAA Worlds Collide, you heard "We want truth." Where there was the pre-show, "We want truth." SmackDown, "We want truth." Right,
So
and
everybody
so
wants
so
truth.
Cena played on it, and this was before we knew that he was coming back. Right, so Cena
Hmm.
is getting his ring, cutting his promo, and Logan Paul's there, and he's like, the crowd's chanting, "We want truth, we want truth," and John Cena says, "You can't handle the truth." So he goes into one of those spiels, and this is before we knew we even knew Truth was coming back. But yeah, I mean that made the match for me. That and that suplex, that drone suplex angle
Yes,
that
yeah.
you
I know.
that was a
I'm not
nice
gonna
little
lie. Like,
spot.
okay, I don't know how people feel about Logan Paul. Like, I don't really care for him as a person, but I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
but
lie.
as a wrestler,
Yes, that man, camera, um, whoever his
his
person
entrance
that does his
with the drone that
videography,
flies out with his
it
hand and
is
he catches that shit.
amazing, yo.
Yeah, yeah.
Bring it to me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love his entrance. I don't care. Like that right there alone when he comes out, like he would interrupt your entrance with that drone,
Yeah.
send it out, and get an aerial view of everything, bro. That right there is dope. That right there is dope. My apologies on that, y'all. Disregard that. But no, like,
Had people looking
and
around
then,
like, shit, that's me.
but no, but even in the match when he was getting cocky with it, and he was like, "Hey, bring it here," and then he got suplex off the top rope
Off
with
the
it.
top. Yeah. Yeah, that was a
And
fun
then
angle.
and then and then you see, I don't know what else happened. I think I think it was Jay come off the top rope on him or something like that. I don't know what else
Yeah.
happened,
Yeah,
but
splashed him.
but but that right there alone was like top tier camera work for me, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah,
was,
I enjoyed
and
it
I
too.
think and I think despite who he is and people may or may not like him, I do like how he does wrestle. Like he is actually a
Ooh,
pretty
out of here.
decent. No, I wouldn't even say decent. He's actually a good wrestler, in my opinion.
I
And I
agree.
like
I would
and
agree.
I like his camera work, or whoever handled his promos or whatever the thing is, the camera work, everything like that. I enjoy it. Like I can watch intros of him with that drone. Like I want to get to the point where I
It's
can do that
creative.
myself.
It's a creative
It
intro.
is. It's
Yeah.
very different,
It's
and I
very
love it.
unique. Yeah. I
Like,
enjoy his
and
intro too.
honestly, like I
His
like
his
for me.
his
I'll
matches
go
are
on.
good too. Because is that the one that sometimes I confuse these matches, but I'm pretty sure that's he did like a backflip off of off of the top rope, like a springboard backflip onto the announce table, which was crazy. I think he caught a. I forgot who he caught. I know it was Jay. I'm pretty sure he caught Jay, but he did like so. The announce table's far back, and he jumps up on the top rope, springboards off of that thing. The dude's athletic as hell. I mean,
I give
it's
it to him, man.
you know, he definitely makes some other questionable decisions outside of wrestling, but inside the WWE, solid.
Facts. Let's just jump into Raw real quick and let's talk about your boy, R Truth, because you brought up something that kind of like make me want to go down like a little bit of a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
You're saying like now that him and John are probably going to go back and forth a little bit, and do you think he's going to make a title match run for that belt?
I think Archer's gonna get a title match. I don't think he's gonna win it.
But do
Although
you think?
I wouldn't mind.
But do you think at that point that it's when your boy Rollins going to cash in? Because if that thought and that route goes, that's the perfect time to cash in, despite if Truth wins or if Truth
Well, I mean, no,
loses.
you give it the truth at that point, and then Seth Rollins cashes in on him
Cashes in on them. So then
on
it
Truth.
basically
So Truth has it for
it'll
5 minutes.
and then he like that right there now plays into that gonna be a feud now that is gonna still continue. Is Truth gonna be like, I want my belt back? I only at least let me have it for a little bit longer than 2 minutes. I'm gonna give you the truth now for real.
No,
Ron
that's actually a
Killings.
good. That's a good take because I do think like this run here that he's gonna have is gonna be a lot more serious than it was
Cause he.
before.
How do you feel about him cutting his hair though, man?
Well, I mean, he needed to cut it. It was over.
It
It was a
was
wrap.
over, but at this
The way
point,
he did, the way he did. He was out there looking like but hold on, man.
I need a break. I need a
Hold on,
break.
dog. Hold on, dog.
Man.
He's out there looking wild, boy. Well, I feel like that was the point.
Oh,
Like he had to know he was going to look crazy, so he was like, "Hey, I'm going all in."
okay.
He's-
He said
he
that's
was
the
looking like,
truth. Ron Killings.
you know what it reminded me of, and I don't know why it reminded me of this. It reminded me of when Kane got unmasked back in the day, and they just they took the mask off.
No, no. What got me was like, that's not his hair.
Yeah, exactly. He pulled the whole shit off.
Oh,
Oh man,
oh
yes.
man.
Oh, but he cut off,
Oh,
and then he had them. He just had them little patches hanging on the top, and he was looking around all crazy and shit. But I think that was the point. Dude he looked like he was out of his mind.
hey man, I ain't gonna lie. He looks sick. He looks sick for a minute. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Oh god, that was so funny. That was
But
so funny. But he cut a good promo though. Like
But at that
I
point,
love
man,
the way he did it.
he need to just go ahead and go bald, man. Because like,
Well,
there's
yeah,
no way, there's
I
no
think that I
like
think that's the
after.
thing. You
But I'm
can't do
saying,
that.
hey, listen, after seeing his hair, I'm like, bro, you didn't have no hair to begin with, dog.
Well,
You look,
yeah, I feel like that's why he
hey,
cut it.
hey, you look like one of them dolls. Remember off of what was that
He said
cartoon?
it looked like he said it looked like a Cynthia doll.
Cynthia.
With them, with them three little strands. You ain't nothing. You ain't right,
Oh,
dog.
oh. Hey, I love our
Leave,
truth though, man. I ain't going. I'm
leave that
not even
man's
gonna sit up
dreads
here and
alone.
lie. I'm
Hey, I
just
respect it
saying,
though.
man.
Clearly, like, so I feel like I read somewhere, like in the rumor mill that perhaps he was made to cut his hair, but I feel like he just knew it was time, and he was like, "All right, let's go ahead and just incorporate this
Hey,
into the
let
comeback."
me just go on ahead and do it now.
He pulled
Oh
out them
man.
scissors. The announcers got out the way. The announcers was like,
Hey,
"Oh shit, he got
hey,
scissors."
that man weighs. But the bad thing is, weighs screwed all the way back. Cole was just like this.
Cole was just kind of peeping him from below.
Hey,
Wade
trying to
got
make
up out
sure.
of there.
Hey, trying to make sure that nothing happened to me. Hey, hey, we still good, right? Truth. I had your back, man. You better scoot back, back up.
Oh man! And then
Oh man.
we got a holy shit chant right after he cut his hair. People in the crowd was like,
Hey, but
"Oh,"
but the thing is, man, how he bounced out too, man. Jumped up on the top, that just came on down and just bounced. Oh
and
man.
just rolled. I wonder if that's just his thing now. He's just gonna come through the crowd, whoop ass, and leave through the crowd. No music,
No music.
nothing.
Hey, you know what? You know what? I wouldn't mind it. Like
Me
I'm here
either.
for it. Like remember how Undertaker would just pop up?
Yes.
Like it just go
Uh
dark
huh.
to come out of
And he
nowhere.
just come out nowhere.
Come out of nowhere. I'm like, bro, how did you get in the ring so fast? Like, where were you? Like, this was planned, but I need to know how it was planned. Um, but yeah, I'm here for it. Like him come out, just beat down people and just bounce out.
So what I hear, and this is what I've heard from the rumor mill as well.
Mm-hmm.
WWE, other promotions had already started calling R-Truth. Like he didn't sign a contract until like earlier that day, or perhaps the day before that weekend. But
Mm-hmm.
he other organizations had already started calling him. WWE was calling him back, but Nick Khan had to step in and call him to get the deal worked out. What the deal is for, like, who knows how much money he's making, but the ideal thing is that he gets to wrestle in WWE under Ron Killings now. We've never he wrestled in TNA. He wrestled in TNA as Ron Killings, but we in WWE he never wrestled as Ron Killings. So now, inevitably, when he leaves WWE, people will still know him as Ron Killings, and he can still use that name because that is his name to make merch and live off of. So he gets an opportunity to build this Ron Killings character and then keep the intellectual property on his way out when he does finally wrap it
Hey,
up.
I
Since he
respect it.
is, it's
I
crazy,
definitely.
dude. Dude's about to have his best run in WWE in his 50s.
Hey,
And
sometimes
he's
it's
out there
happen, man.
moving. Like he's out
Hey,
there,
hey.
like he's older than John Cena, but looks better than John Cena in the ring, which is crazy, right?
Just saying, man. But honestly, it's like if you want to break it into football, like think about how your boy Brady played for years. He
Oh
was like
yeah,
what? How old was Brady when he retired?
40, 42, 40. No, he was older than that. He's like
But
43.
still, though, even then, though, like like that's not the norm for a quarterback. Yet
What
alone
the
anybody
40s?
playing. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
quarterbacks retire early, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Especially
early,
ones
early,
that get
but
hit.
they don't
You see what
last.
happened to Andrew Luck?
That man said, I quit.
He said, "I'm tired of no
He said,
protection
I'm
out
tired.
here."
He retired at 45. 45 was when he retired, G.
That's
But
crazy. And
back to
won a
what you
Super
were
Bowl
saying.
in his 40s.
Come on, man.
Won a Super Bowl as a quarterback in his
Talk
40s.
to me nice. Um, but oh, excuse me. So going back to it though, I feel like his, like you said, his best run is gonna be him now,
Yeah,
and I'm here
yeah, it's gonna
for
be
it.
good. It's gonna be a
And
serious one. No goofy stuff. And I feel like they're priming him. So I think, oddly enough, I feel like just like I talked about potentially Bailey being that transition match to get us to SummerSlam and get Lyra and Becky again at SummerSlam. I'm thinking at Night of Champions is so we got CM Punk versus Cena, and then SummerSlam perhaps we get Truth versus Cena for the title.
I take it. I take it.
That's my early
That's your early
guess.
hot take.
Yeah, which is
Should I write
crazy
it down?
that
Hold on. Should I write it down in a notebook?
write it down. Yeah, write
Write
it
down a
down. The
notebook.
same
All
notebook,
right.
same
So okay.
page, dog.
So you got what'd you say again? I'm sorry. Let's run it back one more time. What's your hot take?
So we're going to get a Night of Champions. We'll get CM Punk versus John Cena is already at Night of Champions, but I also
Okay.
think we'll get Becky Lynch versus Bailey.
Becky versus hold on. So we got Night of Champions, Night of Champs.
Yep.
You gonna have CM Punk and John already written out already. Okay, cool. And you got Becky
Yep.
and who?
Becky and Bailey. I'll give Becky and Bailey on that show.
All right.
Then
And
that
then
will
you
lead to
said
either the triple threat that you talked about or a one-on-one between Lyra and Bailey. I'm sorry,
and
Lyra
that is
and
at
Becky at
SummerSlam.
That's my early hot take. And we're gonna get our truth
SummerSlam.
and Cena at SummerSlam. That's
Nah,
my
man,
hot
call him
take.
by his name. Ron Killings, dog.
Ron Killings.
3-way
Ron Killings.
with the women's with Becky, Bailey, and Lyra. And then you saying for the men's you got your boy R Truth, aka Ron Killings, and Cena.
Ron Killings and Cena. I think we get that at SummerSlam.
So
But
when does
it would, I
when
would
does your
love if
boy
our truth won and then you would cash in.
when does your boy Seth cash in then?
I mean, I like what you like. I like the pitch that you threw out. Get our truth. Let our truth get a little something. I would love for him to have a title. I would love for him to have a world title to his name before he retires. I don't care how long the reign is. He could lose it in a sec. Like I would like for him to have a title reign, but
Okay.
let him beat Cena,
Okay.
and then let Seth go ahead and just cash right in on him. And then jumpstart the feud between him and Cody so they can run that at Mania.
I like it. I'm here for it.
Actually, you know what? You know what? I would like that, but but
Talk to me nice.
nah,
What you thinking?
Seth is gonna cash in for the other title. I think he's
The
gonna
world
cash in for
title?
the other belt. Yeah, I think he's gonna cash in for the world title. Because what I really think, and this is very long term, like obviously I have no idea, but my other early guess is that at WrestleMania, because I remember that I thought that Seth would go in as champion,
Okay.
as world champion, but he would lose to Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn
Forgot
is
about my
going to
boy
get the
Sammy
nod.
because Sammy had a match last night.
Yeah, he qualified to he the
The
King of the
world
Ring,
King of the Ring. Okay, yes,
King of
my
the
boy
Ring.
Sammy had a match last night, and I I just it slipped my mind. I wasn't
Mm.
thinking because I like
There's
Sammy.
another
Sammy,
fatal four way. I like Sammy too. A lot of people resonate with Sammy.
yes, because Sammy he just he's one of them dudes. He
Underdog,
just chill.
you
Yeah,
know.
he's an underdog, but he's like a he's not really an underdog. He just get put into like situations where he's not supposed to be in, and he has to
Yeah.
fight his way through it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, man. Like you said, this man has been fighting for his life since he's been in the ring. Like he had nothing comes easy for this man. I feel like,
Never.
but you know what's
Never. It
funny? It
can't.
kind of reminds me of like how Daniel Bryan was when he was
Yeah.
first coming up.
Yeah. Fair. Fair.
Always have to be put into different things. About a feud. I feel like wasn't there a feud between him and CM Punk for a minute?
For
Or
him and
eh,
CM Punk, was it? I don't
or
know.
was it? Or am I tripping? I could be tripping. Or I don't know if
No,
they was
I mean that's a reasonable thing to think. Like I don't like that sounds like practical, like it could have happened, but I'm not sure.
before CM Punk actually left the
Mm-hmm.
WWE because he ended up going to what?
AEW,
No, he left before trying to go to
UFC.
UFC. There it was
Yeah,
UFC.
UFC.
Um and I could be wrong, but I digress. If I am, don't chew me up about it, y'all. Um don't chew me up about it, y'all. However, though, but yes,
Speaking of
Sammy's my
chewing,
homie,
let's get
man.
this
Like I
dog
forgot
chewing
about
up.
that. What other matches were on Monday on Raw?
Um, Not a whole lot. Um,
The Jay and
yeah, the
Gunther.
Jay Gunther. I mean, that was it. Like you have
That was
that was pretty much Raw in a nutshell. The R
hmm
Truth promo,
yeah.
the John Cena and CM Punk promo, which is a thing in itself. We won't talk about it today,
That's
but
fine.
like it's a thing that's kind of circular. I feel like that's why they told the story the way that they did. Just a quick rant. So a while ago, CM Punk, when he didn't work for WWE, when he worked for AEW, gave like he had a very harsh opinion on WWE working with Saudi Arabia.
hmm
So he would tweet out about it, right?
hmm
So the thing is, when he comes back, like we're thinking, all right, he's never gonna go work at Saudi Arabia. But of course, he's working Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, so everybody kind of has an opinion about that now that he's working in there, getting that Saudi Arabia money, right? But the way they kind of told the story, I thought was kind of cool
hmm
because it kind of the way they told it is kind of it made it seem like CM Punk doesn't want to go, but he has to go because he's like he comes out and he's challenging Cena. He's like, all right, let's fight, let's do it right here in this, right now. And John was like, yeah, we'll do it one more time, but you're gonna follow me to Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia if you want to fight. So he's like,
hmm
all right, you got to come out here and do it if you want to fight. The ball is in your court. That's exactly what he said. The ball is in your court. So they kind of made it seem like, man, they kind of intertwined his personal conflict with going to Saudi Arabia in the story, which
hmm
I thought was a nice touch.
It is.
But yeah, regarding that main event, man, again, I thought it was great because it's rare that you get a match that good for free. It was a
But
nice back and
technically,
forth.
but technically, PLEs are free. I don't want to say it out loud because they're gonna try to charge us for it on the platforms. Because I
Fair.
already know. Because I already know how they try to do, like, try to make money out of everything. So I'm like, technically, as
Go back
long
to
as you
charging you
have the
$60 a
platform,
pop.
man. Listen, at that point,
I
I'm
used
gonna
to
start
pay that. I
watching.
used to pay. That's
My
what I used to
dad, my
pay.
dad did the same thing. You either call it
$60 a joint.
DirecTV or you put in
That
the
was
code.
when there was one a month. That
Yes,
was one
you
a
put
month.
you,
It was
you
instead
put in
of
the code
fucking
and
one
everything
every
like
two
that.
weeks.
But the only ones that we really would go through with was Royal Rumble for sure. That's the one I watched myself.
Absolutely.
WrestleMania is another.
Y'all ain't do SummerSlam?
Sometimes
Okay.
it was sometimes. It depends on what those matches were. Oh my bad. Depends on what were the matches. Was there an Elimination Chamber back in the day or
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, there's both of those. Yeah, Hell in a Cell.
It was either one
Hell in
or
a
the
Cell. It was
other.
probably Hell in a Cell back in the day.
Yeah.
That's back when like Mick Foley was getting tossed off the top.
On thumbtacks. Like, come on, man. That man right there alone, like, he changed the game. But like, yeah, that man. That's a whole nother topic, man. We can go back down
We'll go
memory
back
lane
down
if you
memory
want
lane with
to.
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley
We'll
and no, we can go back down the whole Attitude Era if you want to, dog. Like that was.
Hey, I'm down. That was
Right there, from the Hardy Boys to Edge and Christian. Like that's when tag team meant something.
One thing
I
will. Okay, we'll parking lot that topic.
Okay.
But I also want to revisit because I feel like some of that stuff is not as good as I remember. Like I remember, and we won't get into it now, but I remember growing up watching DX pull up to WCW in a tank, right? And now I watch it now, it's like a Jeep Wrangler. It's got like a Jeep Wrangler with a t-shirt cannon on it.
Yeah.
And now, and then looking at it now, it's like, oh, that's kind of lame. But when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, there was a tank. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, they pulled up on him. He said, pull up on me.
They didn't even let him in. They left him outside. But we'll parking lot.
Is this your stuff? We just want to play. But
I love the main event. I did love the main event. It was sad to see Jay lose in front of his son. He got beat up in front of his son.
Did come down with his son, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Him and his son was out there watching Gunther celebrate with the title.
But the thing is, I kind of was I was hoping like it was like the son would have played some interference, so like we know he gonna grow up to be like a WWE star. Like I wanted him to come out and like
come in early, do some down.
Hey, hold on. Just come in, just do like a leg drop on
Gunther.
Yes, on Gunther for a minute, and then just run back out, and then he come around the ring, bah, hit him with a kick, and then you pin him, and that's how I wanted it to go out. But clearly that wasn't that was all my dream. But anyways,
your boy Jay, you got choked out.
I'm tired of them choking each other out, man. Give me something different.
Well, I think that was like capping off their rivalry. Like their rivalry is now over.
There's no more at this point.
Now, well, what Jay does from here, I don't know. Like, where does he go from here?
Does he go back to his brother and they try to do a tag team run again? Or do they, because like honestly, that's a different day for a different topic. If you want to talk about this on Thursday, we can have a show on Thursday and just talk about like all the what ifs and what the possibilities could be for Jay at this point in time. But
him and his brother versus like Solo. Well, now Solo's gonna do a program with. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll have to talk about it because I'm not
some
sure
things,
where he goes from here.
And it gives us some time to think about different things as well too. Because like for me now, I'm thinking about it. I didn't think about it. I'm thinking it's gonna be like another feud, as well. At least one more time. I don't know.
With who
will it be? Jay and Gunther.
So you think they're gonna run that back again? They could. I mean, they could. I wouldn't mind it, but that.
I feel like because I need something.
I guess
for
they do need.
SummerSlam.
I guess they do need the rubber match, right? Like so, Jay 1-1, Gunther 1-1. Now they do the big one at Summers. That's all right. All right.
And and we need like because like that right there will like.
And maybe that's when Seth cashes in, right? Jay wins it back, and then Seth cashes in there. Who knows?
There you go,
man. We got a lot to still talk about.
Oh yeah, big facts. But this was a good. This was a good segment for BWN, Black Nerds Wrestling, y'all.
His brother still can't say the name right. It's all
Am I
good.
not saying it right? I said black. Oh, I said Black Nerds Wrestling. Cut that out. Okay. This was another good segment
I'm leaving that in
for
though.
black wrestling nerds. And the bad thing is, I said, wait, did I not say it right? I said, oh, man. I don't know why I want to put black nerds first, man. I think it just sounds better. Let's change the
Black
name.
nerds. Say his name, the Black Nerd Wrestling.
Yeah, because like we can
That
change
sounds
out.
like we're wrestlers as opposed to the
Hey,
nerds
that would
watching
be. Hey,
wrestling.
we will be a good tag team match, actually, man. Because you got me out there talking, starting stuff. You coming back to help me out. Like
See,
I'm the one. I'm the one
I'm
getting
leaving
us.
your ass out there high and
I'm the
dry.
one getting us in trouble, and then you leaving me. Listen, man, that would be a good tag team duo. Like we keep fighting like back and forth, but we win the match, and then you get mad at me. Then me and you start fighting and everything too, and then we come back next week and we win the belts, and then we still fighting each other. Like that would be a good little segment right there, man. And then everybody looking at me, what's wrong with his chest? And then they're like, oh, that man, he got a brand new heart. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. He wrestling like this? He moving like this? And guess what? Since you don't like heights, get the table. I'm going off the top.
Hey, you got that. You got that.
I ain't gonna lie.
Top rope, I might be able to do top rope.
No, I'm only doing
second rope.
Hey,
Second rope.
I'm doing the second rope. The back spring stunner or
doing
something on you.
I'm doing axe handles, just coming off like that. On the top of the head. That's a wrap.
Hit him with that DK, that Donkey Kong.
All right, I'm stopping this recording now, man. We out of here.
Oh.